AI is changing absolutely everything, and real estate is no exception. You've probably heard that AI is writing emails, creating art, and driving cars, but what happens when AI starts predicting home values, matching buyers to properties, and writing real estate listings? Today, as a 12-year mortgage broker who's around real estate all day, every day, I'm going to break down in plain English, because you know me, I like to keep things simple, how AI is transforming the real estate market, what it means for buyers, sellers, agents, and what you can expect over the next 5 to 10 years. So start super simple. Like, what is AI really? AI is just software that learns patterns from data and uses those patterns to make predictions or decisions, right? It's not a robot walking through an open house. It's the technology behind the scenes that's taking home sales and looking at millions of pieces of home sales data. It's analyzing trends, and then it's spitting out things for the end user, whoever's putting in the prompt. Here's what this house is probably worth. Here's which buyers are most likely to make offers, or even like, here's a detailed description to put on your Zillow listing, right? Like, that's artificial intelligence, and it's already working quietly behind the scenes and inside of tools that agents and lenders are using every day. Later, I'll tell you about all the stuff that's already being used, what you might expect in the future. All right, before we jump into that, I'm Matt Gouget, Matt the Mortgage Guy. I've been a mortgage broker for 12 years. I've been involved in real estate all day, every day over that whole time period. So I'm talking to agents, I'm talking to consumers, I'm talking to fellow lenders, I'm studying the market, and I'm bringing to you in real time, in simple terms, what I'm seeing, feeling, and hearing from the real estate market. Hopefully, I'm empowering you to make better decisions. Okay, like I said, I'm going to talk to you about how AI is already being used in real estate. Like, there's a bunch of really cool tools that I've had first look into some of the predictive stuff that people are using inside of real estate, inside of lenders software. But I'm going to give you some simple, like pretty obvious ways that you can see that AI has already made its way into real estate. Like, here's a few real examples you would know, right? Like automated valuations. Everyone knows what a Zestimate is, or if you type in your address and Redfin pops up and there's an estimate for your home, that's an algorithm crunching data from comparable sales, market trends, and essentially guessing your property's value, right? Sometimes it's spot on, sometimes it's way off. Either way, it's powered by AI. Another way that I've seen it being used is listing descriptions, marketing. Agents are able to use an AI tool to write a property description, Facebook post, and email campaign. They used to go and search in 5, 6, 10 different places, find out about the neighborhood, how they want to describe, and they might spend an hour on something now that takes 60 seconds with the help of AI. Predictive analytics, and this is being used by lenders, real estate brokerages, investors. They're using AI to identify which neighborhoods are trending upwards, maybe trending downwards, and even what clients might be ready to sell. I'm going to tell you a real life story, and I don't know like if I'm going to get in trouble for this, but I promise you there is software out there where if you have a database, a book of past clients, whether you're a lender or whether you're a real estate agent, these clients all have cell phones. These cell phones all give off, signals and data of where these people are. I can't remember the exact term, geofencing or whatever it is. Long story short, this geofencing, software, the data, it knows what properties are listed for sale, right? 123 Main Street, 456 Kentucky Avenue. Now, when you as a consumer who's tied to a specific address, right, and your cell phone pings that you're at this address, goes into multiple homes that are for sale, whether it's an open house or however the case, there's going to be lenders and realtors and people that are able to use that data to say, Joe and Sally visited 6 open houses. They're probably thinking about buying, right? Like, some of that stuff might be scary to some of you, but it's already happening. And, AI is only going to be more and more embedded into all things real estate. Virtual tours and staging. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but, AI can generate fully furnished digital versions of a home. What I'm seeing on listings, and I don't know, real estate agents chime in if this is a thing, it will show a room bare, fix it up how you'd like, and then the next photo is AI generated, staged, that same room. right? Like what it might look like. You could take, if you're selling a house that's a fixer-upper, those photos of as-is condition, and then have AI generate it. What if this place got laminate flooring and painted the walls and put some furniture in here? How would that look? And that might help a buyer kind of visualize what they can turn this property into. Also, property managers, landlords, property managers, they're using AI chatbots for tenant requests, rent reminders, energy use optimization, all kinds of different stuff that you can use. Like, AI isn't coming someday, it's already here. So I want to speak to the real estate agents. Those are people that I do a lot of business with, and so I got a lot of great friends who are in real estate. So let's talk about what this means for you being an insider in the industry. First and foremost, it's not going to replace agents. The best agents know this. I know some agents who are at the forefront of technology, who are using this stuff to supercharge their business, and they're excited about it. Shout out Saneet Agrawal. I'm thinking about you. The moment a new piece of technology comes out, whether it's Sora and you're making funny videos, diving in, using it, learning it to make you better as an agent, right? So AI is not going to replace agents. Agents who use AI are going to replace agents who don't, right? So it's not replacing you. It's changing the job. The best agents, are using AI as an assistant. They don't see it as a threat. Like I mentioned, they're using all kinds of different software to just get better. But spending hours chasing cold leads, agents are using AI to only talk to prospects that are highly likely to take action in the next 30, 60, 90 days. Instead of manually writing listings, the AI, drafts it. The agent can edit it. They learn how to be a better prompter and say, this is great, but I need this written in a format that reminds buyers that this is an upscale neighborhood. This is, whatever the case may be, right? You just have to be a better editor and a better prompter, not a better listing writer. Instead of guessing which marketing works, AI analyzes the results and say, hey, this video you did got 3 times the engagement of that one. Do more of that. You can even look at other people's content. Why did that win and this didn't, right? AI is just helping. AI is supercharging people that are paying attention. So the role shifts, in my opinion, from doing everything to being an overseer, a manager, an interpreter, an editor, a prompter, right, of what the AI produces. So agents who embrace this, in my opinion, will get more done in less time, and they'll spend more time doing the human things, because building relationships, negotiating, advising clients, being face-to-face, that's not getting replaced, right? Bots cannot do that. So if you're an agent, be excited that some of the minutia, some of the data analytics, some of the other stuff that maybe you didn't like anyway, you now have supercharged assistants that don't need breaks, that don't need sick leave, that can work 24 hours a day. Okay, let's talk to buyers and sellers now. What if you're on the consumer side? What does AI mean for me? What should I expect? What should I be afraid of? What should I be looking for? If you're a buyer, seller, or renter, here's what you'll notice first. Your searches, when you're searching, are going to be faster and smarter. The platforms are getting so much better. They understand what you want. It's not just I click that I want to see 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, but I'm looking for a modern kitchen, natural light, good schools. And so the searches are going to be much better at showing you stuff that you've looked at or you've self-selected. This is what I'm interested in. Valuations, in my opinion, only get better, right? AI gets better inherently with time. It learns. It's a large language model that learns. The jokes that we've all told for years and years and years about Zestimate and how inaccurate it is, in my opinion, valuations get more and more accurate, where you can type in what will this place likely sell for? What's this place worth? And you're going to get more accurate valuations in the future, in my opinion. You're going to have smoother paperwork. AI is going to help you fill in forms, double check documents, and make closings less painful. I'm going to tell you a side story, a tangent right here. AI is ridiculously phenomenal, in my opinion, for the average person, the average consumer, to take a document, plug it in, and say, please explain this to me. Does this look right? Are things okay here? That's what you can do with a real estate contract. You know what I did last night? I plugged in a 110-page tax document. And even though I'm relatively financially savvy, in my own opinion, right? And I've been in mortgage for over a decade. I've got a finance degree. I'm not a tax expert. So guess what I did? I plugged in my 2024 tax return, completed by my licensed CPA who I like and trust is doing a great job. I just wanted a double check, a quick look through, right? It's like a free attorney on a retainer that literally within under 60 seconds took not the most complicated tax return in the world, but certainly not the easiest. I think it was 110 pages, and said, yep, itemized and got you this much in savings versus the standard deduction. Did that right. These carry forward losses, that was all structured correctly and done right. And not only that, here's what you might want to look to do in the future. Since you have these carry forward losses, since you have this amount of real estate, maybe you do X, Y, and Z to optimize for the future. Absolutely phenomenal. So anyhow, smoother paperwork. You have an assistant and a lawyer on retainer now with AI. Okay. Lastly, personalized recommendations. I believe, it's already here, but it's only going to get better. You're going to have a feed in all these different platforms where it's like Netflix. You turn on Netflix and they're like, we already know what you like. And based on what you watched, here's what you might like. Well, you log in to one of these platforms and the forefront agents are going to be probably controlling some of this and having their own personalized platforms for the consumer. But based on what you searched, based on what you've clicked, we know you spent 9 minutes and 42 seconds on this style house and only 35 seconds on this style. You probably like this one more. It's going to show you listings based on your behavior and taste, right? So that's that. Now, though, that's all the good, the sunshine and rainbows. Here's some caution for you. One, AI isn't perfect. A computer doesn't know, this house has the best backyard in the neighborhood or that kitchen remodel is top notch. Sure, it could probably pull some photos, but numbers and comps are the data. And that kind of stuff just doesn't necessarily flow into data, right? The stuff that, like Ryan Lundquist, my buddy, would say, like, the computers can't smell a cat pee. Also, there's going to be bias. There's going to be errors. If the AI is trained on limited or biased data, the valuations can skew unfairly. Keep that in mind. Also, privacy. Some people are going to be concerned with that. Like, these systems rely on data, your searches, your clicks, your preferences, so it's important to know which information is being collected and how it's being used. I personally am like, the information's out there, right? Like, I'm consenting every time I log on to the internet, in my opinion, and clicking, so takeaways, AI is going to make real estate faster and smarter, but you still need to use your human judgment. You need to be the overseer, the manager, right? All right, let's look at the next 5 to 10 years. Where's it all headed? And here's what's likely to happen in the next decade, in my opinion. AI is going to get more accurate. I've said that time and time again. It only gets smarter. It's going to pull data not just from home sales, but from things like climate risks, local infrastructure, maybe migration trends, like all that stuff's going to play a part. And so it's going to get better and more accurate. The home buying process is going to get more automated. Pre-approvals are going to be more automated. Appraisals are going to become more automated. Digital closings. A lot of this stuff's already partly happening. There's these hybrid type appraisals, digital closings where you're signing a lot of documents before you get to the title company. So it's going to speed it up. It's going to happen in days instead of weeks, which most people like. They like speed. Agents who master AI will separate themselves from the pack. I'll say this again, right? The technology won't replace them, but it will replace agents who refuse to use it, refuse to change. Because they're just not going to be nearly as good as these AI-infused agents, in my opinion. Consumers are going to expect more transparency, like faster answers, clearer pricing, smoother experience. I'm using AI in my business, and the AI bot, like if you go to mtmg.com, interact with the chat bot. And this is a quick ask, right? Let them know what type of loan you want. Give them information about yourself. In my opinion, it does a pretty good job of answering questions. It can't answer rate questions because it's not licensed. There's clear rules and regulations around that. It cannot spit out a rate quote. It will not do it, right? Because it's not a licensed individual. You have to be licensed to do that stuff. But if you say, tell me a little bit about doing an FHA loan on a 2 to 3 unit property, I'm thinking about doing that in California, it's going to give you great information about the FHA loan for multifamily properties in California. I'm kind of thinking about, how insurance might affect me. It's going to give you information on that as well. I think it's phenomenal, right? Lastly, regulators are going to step in. They're going to make sure that AI systems don't unintentionally discriminate or mislead. I think that's important, because you can't fully rely on AI. That's probably the best warning here, is that vet it with local professional, use AI to educate yourself, to figure some things out, but ultimately a human that you like and trust to vet all this stuff. The real estate process is going to feel more like Amazon, fast, personalized, and efficient, but you still need human trust at the center. All right, at the end of the day, AI in real estate isn't about replacing people. It's about amplifying them. I believe that in all ways. And it's not just real estate, right? It's all things. Buyers and sellers are going to have better information. Agents will have better tools. Everyone will move through the process a little bit faster with fewer surprises. And I know that sometimes fast is overwhelming for people, but hopefully, since all the information is there, people will be educated and therefore not overwhelmed. The key is to stay curious. Don't be scared of the technology, right? I was, I'm almost a boomer. I'm 45 years old now. Stay curious. Don't be scared. Reminding myself again, right? Learn the tools, use them responsibly. And remember, like, tech can crunch the numbers, but can't replace trust, relationships, real world experience. The tech doesn't know, hey, I can tell you what this neighborhood has done over the last 4 or 5 years. To a certain extent, it can tell you about the data, but it can't tell you about what this school has done or what this shopping center has brought to the community, how they've really impacted the walkability or how people feel about the community. I don't know. I'm just trying to freestyle and think of things. There's going to be real world experience where you're going to talk to somebody, done a lot of transactions, they've seen a lot, they know a lot. That's invaluable, right? So if you found this useful, I appreciate a like, a comment, a subscribe, share it with a friend. If I can help you in any way possible, go to mtmg.com. Like I said, interact with the bot, schedule yourself a call with me or one of my colleagues. Go to greatmortgagebroker.com if you want to give us a little bit of an idea of where you're at and what you're looking to do. But either way, we'd love to help you. Thanks for watching. I hope this was useful. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.